Hello everybody, it's Achi. Back again with another video. If you don't already know, this is my channel where I talk about my life, the things that I like, and basically just whatever. So today is a pretty monumentous day for everybody here and me, myself, and I. Well, technically it was already like 2 weeks ago, I want to say, or like a week ago, but I did hit 1 year on estrogen. And to keep things short and sweet, I basically just want to say that, like, I remember the day that I started taking estrogen in like the parking lot of a Costco, I think it was. Yeah, that was a fun day. And I don't know, like, I'm so happy. I just want to say before everything, like all the changes and stuff, I am so happy and I'm so grateful and I am so like just gobsmacked. So I guess, yeah, let's just kind of get straight into it. So 12 months of estrogen, that's a pretty long, I mean, it's pretty short in hindsight, but it's also pretty long to be on estrogen for. 12 months is a year, 365 days, and I remember last year I started estrogen on the 19th of November, and this November 19th, I believe it's November 30th as of the filming of this video. um, I am still taking estrogen. Back then when I started, I was taking sublingual tablets or pills for my estrogen, and now I have moved over to, oh, and actually I was taking spironolactone with that. I still take that now. But today I am on intramuscular injections for estrogen, and I am still taking spironolactone, although I have added progesterone to the mix, the progesterone, as I like to say, because, you know, it gives me all those beautiful, like, carb curves, you know, like if you're eating a lot of carbs. I don't know, I'm stupid. But, yeah, I think I'm really happy with where I am as to where I was started in the beginning. If all of you have seen my kind of like transformation video from like male to female, my transition timeline that I put out last week, the link is down below if you haven't. I used to be like a really, it's so weird to say this looking back, but I used to be like a really like cis het looking guy. Like I really prided being like kind of like I always wanted to be fit and toned and like big arms, and you know, like a nice, like I was made sure that I like my got the angle for the jaw was looking good, like with all the homies and stuff like that. um but yeah, like I was really like into that like cis hat world. I really wanted to compete to be like the guyest guy, you know, especially being like a Latina person. You have your homies and your foos and your dogs. And I had like a really, I guess I, let's just say that I had like a regular guy body. You know, um I've always had like a big back. I have like, my girlfriend would say to differ, but I feel like I have a small butt. The one thing that I have always been blessed in is I have not a lot of body hair. I have very relatively little body hair, and that's really cool because I don't have like really hairy legs. I don't have like a really hairy. I don't have any hair on my chest, to be honest. Actually, I never did, and I never really had any facial hair past like a goatee and like a mustache. So I was rocking that for a little bit, like right before like I decided to start physically and like medically transitioning. I was rocking the little, like, I don't know, it's like a George Lopez like facial hair kind of thing, kind of like how my dad has it. I guess that's just like that was the depression like seeping in, because I always hated when people told me that I looked like my dad, because apparently I do look a lot like my dad. But these days people tell me that I look a lot more like my mom, so that's really cool. I've always like, that's like the highest honor someone can bestow upon me, is to tell me that I look like my mom, because my mom is so pretty. But basically, yeah, so that's kind of where I was starting from. I always kind of felt like, I remember my first pictures that I took in like makeup when I started medically or no, when I started socially transitioning, and it was really embarrassing. It's still a little bit, I guess it's not embarrassing, it's just kind of cringy, you know, when you look at a younger picture of yourself, you cringe a little bit, and that's normal. But you know, I had like this big bright red lipstick, and I had like these, yeah, like I would wear scarves all the time, and that was pretty cute. But I don't know, I always kind of felt like I would never be pretty or passing. Not that passing is really like something that you should focus on, but I know we all have those thoughts sometimes, or most of us, and I felt that way too. I felt like I wasn't going to be able to just pass into society and be treated like a normal person. And for a while, I didn't pass. And sometimes I still don't pass. My voice is definitely a little bit manly still. And that's fine. People just have to deal with it. Like, I don't care at this point. But I feel really good about the rest of myself, which is amazing. But yeah, a lot of things have changed. I guess with the physical things, the biggest things that have happened and are still happening right now would be, I guess overall, is what I like think about is most important, is the face for me. And so all of I had FFS like, what is it, a month and a half ago now. And so that's a really big thing of dysphoria that like got cut out of my life for me. I essentially have like no facial dysphoria like now, whereas before, and I will put in some old photos, I had like a really defined ridge right here. And I had, actually let me do this side because it's less swollen, but I had a lot more bone right here for like a sharper jaw, and my chin went out a little bit more, and my hairline, I had a widow's peak and it was just a little bit lower. I had a really small forehead for some reason. Small forehead gang. But actually now I'm part of the big forehead gang, because the prettiest girls have the biggest foreheads. Just kidding. Not kidding. Just kidding. But I think what the FFS kind of gave me from those diminished features, pretty much what testosterone did to me, and to my body, it just gave me a lot of confidence, now that I can actually see the effects of the FFS, and now that the swelling is actually starting to go to a more noticeable, where it's like lower on the spectrum level, I really can see how my face has changed, and it's changed so much, and it makes me so happy. And I guess the reason that it makes me so happy is just because for such a long time I had so much dysphoria around my face. Even when I was wearing a mask, you could still see my brow ridge, and it just made me so insecure in so many social settings. And that's really hard when you're like trans and like a person of color. It's hard to go in, especially when you're like trying to be professional, trying to get jobs, trying to do all these things. It's really hard, and what the FFS is basically giving me is my confidence back. I don't know if you noticed, but I just feel so much. This video is so easy to make now that I don't feel like complete like shit. This video, I feel like I can be myself so much more, and I can just say what I want to say, and I can just do what I want to do, because for some reason I just don't have this weight on me anymore. And I think that's one of the biggest things that has changed my life for the better. I guess that's technically not part of my hormonal kind of transition, but that is something that happened within the 12 months that I did my transition. So I just want to start off and say that if you're a first time viewer, I've had facial surgery, so please do not think that this is from just hormones alone. My face, you can look at my face from like my first video, because I'm always going to keep it up, that I looked pretty like masculine, like I look like a guy basically. But yeah, so I just want to start off with that. But as like with the face, talking about hormonal changes, I do want to say that estrogen did change my face a lot. Definitely, like what everybody else says, it rounds out your jaw a lot. And after I got laser hair removal, it really kind of was able to show my like face shape and stuff a lot more, because when you have facial hair, I feel like it kind of hides it. And so the laser combo with the HRT really kind of worked really well for me, because I guess I have a pretty like a baby face kind of, and that translates into being a little bit more feminine perceived. So that's nice. I have really big eyes, which for it's bad and good that I have really big eyes. I can creep people out when I like make my eyes really big like this. I'll stop now so I don't give everybody nightmares. But I have definitely have like a unique face, I want to say. I've definitely been really insecure about it a lot. HRT really did change everything for the better, and I have a hair on my forehead. Um, but yeah, moving down to, actually I'm gonna move down to the shoulders and my neck, because I know a lot of us be having like thick necks before. And I kind of had like a thick neck. I feel like I don't have a neck, honestly. I really don't have that much of a neck. But it was thicker, kind of like my dad. I just don't want to look like my dad, to be honest. Like, there's nothing wrong with my dad. I'm not a man. I don't want to look like him. Basically, what the estrogen did, what the point that I'm trying to make is that estrogen kind of made the muscles right here go down a lot. I remember they used to be a lot more like, my traps used to be really like raised and like a pyramid going up like this. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't like anything extreme, but it was there. And I think it's like my hair, but let me just move my hair. Now I want to say it looks a lot more feminine. I also have really bad posture, so I have to try and fix that. But you can see, I also post a picture that I posted from like 7 months probably, that kind of shows how it looks more feminine. That's kind of from this. It makes your shoulders and your neck kind of thinner, and the skin is more thinner, I guess. But yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Going down to the thing that everybody cares about so much for some reason, my tatas, they have definitely grown a lot before, like through estrogen. I think I was a little bit overweight. I was definitely overweight before I started medically transitioning. I was going through a really rough spot in my life, and I guess I just started like emotionally eating a lot, and so I was pretty overweight before I started. But luckily, I lost a lot of weight when I started transitioning, which is pretty common actually. Like, I feel like I hear a lot about a lot of like girls and like trans feminine people say that they have like weight loss after they start. I don't know if it's because like you kind of just get the confidence and you feel like your life is worth like living, you know, how that's how I felt. But I just wanted to try, you know, and I just started eating less in general. I think it might have been like the progesterone or like the spironolactone or something like that, or just the estrogen in general, like all together. But yeah, it was definitely a thing. I haven't even worked out since like March, so it's definitely not from me working out. I did go vegan, but yeah. Let me just stop ranting. That's like my worst problem. I just keep talking. But down to the titties. They did grow. I think I'm like a C cup now. When I first started, I was like probably an A just because I was fat, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think it's probably because I'm like bigger that I have been growing a good amount. But you know, they are here. They definitely, I would say they look like boobs. I just wish they were a little bit rounder, like on the sides like this. I wish they were a little bit rounder. But besides everything else, I'm pretty happy with them. I am planning a breast augmentation, but I'm trying to kind of work through insurance for that right now, so I don't know how long that's going to be in. But for now, these are, you know, they're good. They do give me a little bit of dysphoria just cause from like the way that they look sometimes. But yeah, we're chugging through it. But basically, from a year, I think I felt like I noticed most of the growth in my like titties from like probably. Honestly, I want to say I got most of the growth like in the later period of the HRT, like more towards the end. And I guess that's just because it takes the like the estrogen and the HRT in total to kind of just like start up in your system and get like acquainted there and stuff like that before you start kind of growing more. So that's why probably I noticed that. And then besides that, I did also notice that later into my transition, this is definitely like a later thing. Don't expect this like 3 months in. I mean, unless you're lucky. That I didn't start getting this until like 7 months and above. I started losing muscle in my arms and stuff like that. I don't know, my arms might still look beefy to you. To transphobes, like,
oh, I can tell you're trans because of your beefy arms.
But I think they're pretty like small compared to how they were before. I think they look pretty small. But yeah, the arms has been a really cool thing. And then I might cut this out of the video because I just get really self-conscious, but I am going to show you, I guess, my curves. Now, just bear in mind, when I started HRT, I was literally like the opposite of this. Like, I was not even just like a flat plank. I was literally like, I went out because I was overweight. And you know, that's just not where we personally wanted to be. You know, that was not our personal goal. And now, you know, that I've been on estrogen for a while, I think I do have a waist. I think I have like a pretty, like, you know, like I have a waist. Like, let's just do it. This is what we're working with, ladies and gentlemen. This is my waist. You know, we still have some love handles right here, but we're working through it. These are my titties. I'm just really excited to be with y'all. Like, I don't know, it just feels like I'm hanging out with a friend. But yeah, so basically that's my curves. As you can see, I do have a waist now. I discovered on my, you know, year-long journey that it does look really feminine to like wear things at like waist height, and I used to not wear things at waist height. I used to wear things like at my hips for some reason. Just, it's kind of just like the combination of everything working together helped me to get me where I am today. And you know, the only reason that I'm really happy with where I am today is, one, because I'm personally happy with it, although I do have more progress that's to be made. But the second reason is that now I have, you know, and this is one of my goals. It doesn't have to be one of your goals, but just for my safety and like the way that I want to be like treated and stuff like that by people that have no idea who I am. Like, I thought for me that passing was something that was important to me, and yeah, passing was important to me. And the fact that I can go somewhere now and I can order food or I can like go to the store and be called muchacha, which is pretty much just like girl in Spanish, or like I can go and somebody will say like ma'am to me, or like a guy will help me like grab something. I went to the post office the other day and some guy was trying to help me like mail the thing because I didn't know how to. And like things like that, just really, just being able to live and like my in my true kind of authentic self has been so rewarding. And just for that reason alone, and so many other reasons that would take like a million years to name, transition was worth it for me. I might have like the face and like the body that like I never thought I would have, but you know, there's still a long way to go for me. And I think that's something beautiful, is a transition is something personal. And I think it's just something really beautiful because I think like you get to see things from like a whole new perspective, and it just feels so familiar and it feels so right, and it feels like we should have been the entire time. But yeah, I just want to talk about like the mental changes and stuff. Biggest thing for me personally, I don't get as angry anymore. And I don't know if I've said this before, but that's probably the biggest thing that I've noticed in my life. I don't get as angry before, and I don't know if that's a direct effect of the estrogen. Probably has something to do with it, but also I think I'm just not angry at life anymore. I think I'm not just depressed and wondering like what I'm doing here anymore. That probably has a lot to do with it. The next thing that probably is the biggest like change is I still have like a decent libido. I think that's because I've been on a stable amount of like progesterone and everything for a while now. But your libido goes down so much when you start medically transitioning. I remember for a while I had like literally no inclination for anything like that. And yeah, it was kind of just dead down there. The other thing that happens is your little buddy, depending on your like relationship with them, gets smaller too. It gets smaller. It kind of just like, it just gets smaller. Let's just have it that way. Me, myself, and I stopped producing that certain liquid, and pretty much when I like get there, there's nothing there anymore. So that's pretty cool because it's always been something that I've been dysphoric about actually. So yeah, I'm glad that's gone. But you know, with that comes like another topic that I do want to talk about in this year-long transition that I've had so far is that I am effectively infertile now, and I wish I would have got my eggs frozen. Not my eggs. What the hell? I wish. See, like, I'm just a me now. But anyways, I wish that I would have got my sperm frozen before I started, because now if I want to, there is this drug that you can take that can bring back sperm, but you have to be on it for like 3 months or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Please just like Google it. But there is one. If you don't go with that medication, it can actually take like 6 months to a year that you have to be off hormones. Um, and I don't even know if I'm gonna have kids. So that still is an option, but it just sucks that I don't have it already. And like, if I could give you one tip that you could take away before you start medically transitioning, is probably to preserve your sperm if you like have the option and it's accessible, because that's definitely something that I wish I still had, and I don't. But I guess besides that, that's kind of like everything from like top to literally bottom. Oh, one more thing. I got like 2 inches shorter. I probably got like 2 inches shorter. My feet are a little bit smaller, I will not lie. And my hands, I kid you not, are a little bit smaller. When I first started dating Aide, our hands were like the same size, right? Our hands were the same size. And I was already like 6 months into transition probably. And then like the other day, we did the hand thing again and mines were slightly smaller. And like we did the like we did the like measuring like right on. Like our hands were like right on. Like I wasn't cheating, she wasn't cheating. Um but yeah, so that's really cool. Um and yeah, I don't know, like I think just yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're here. We're having fun. We're alive. We're waiting for all this swelling to go down because it really sucks. But like it's almost Christmas. Um, and to be honest, like everything is going really good. Where I am and who the person that I'm with and the family that I do have has never been more fulfilling. And I think that that's something that's really powerful about transition also. Because we talk about the physical changes and stuff, and we talk about like how we feel in our brain, but I don't think we talk about how it really affects our life. And I think that's part of my transition as well, is like the lives and the relationships and the things that have changed because of it. I feel like the relationships that I do have with people are a lot more close and like personal now, and I feel like I can really be honest with people. Like I don't have to put up a front like, hey, what's up, bro, like how you doing, and stuff like that. But like I can just be me. I can be Achi, because being Achi is enough. I don't have to hide behind this like veil of masculinity or toxic masculinity anymore. And I think that's really what's like important for me in my personal journey. That's something that I needed to learn. And like HRT and living as my true self and like the relationships that I've built, the people that I've met have all contributed to that. And all of y'all are part of that. Like all of you are part of that journey actually, because I think you have to be kind of like open as a person to kind of like barrel and like document everything on the internet. And I've documented everything on the internet. Like I have the video from literally the day that I started transitioning still. And it's really like sombering to look back at those. I don't know if sombering is the right word. Um, but yeah, it's just really crazy to look back at those. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. 12 months of transition medically. Face changed a lot. Hair has grown a lot. I have lost muscle. I have gained a little bit of fat. I've lost a lot of weight. See this? We got some that are right here. Hands changed, curves have changed, and feet have gotten smaller. I like the feet one because honestly it's really hard to find shoes in my size. I am still like a size women's like 11 or 12 or something like that, but I was like a 13 or a 4, like 13 or 14 or something like that before. So that's good. I'll take as much of that as I can get. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm really happy to get to just like speak to you guys. I'm really happy for the new videos that are going to be coming up on the channel soon. We have me talking about my FFS and like answering some questions that you guys asked. We have some like makeup things coming because you know I've started to really get into like doing fun makeup and like face paint and stuff like that. So that's coming. And I really kind of want to like be myself around all of y'all. So I might start playing like some video games. And I might just start really making this channel my own. And you know making it really personal and stuff like that because I have kind of like a newfound confidence with all this, and I'm really gonna try and write this because it feels good to write it. But besides that, thank you all for watching. Please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I think it says like 70% of the people that have watched this video right now are not subscribed, so it would take 1 second to subscribe and you will have me available to you every week. How amazing is that? But pretty much, yeah, that's it. Catch me on all my socials, all in the description below. Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans, Facebook. No, I'm just kidding, not Facebook. Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. That's the one that I forgot. But I hope you all have a really good day. I hope you all find like a $5 bill on the street or something, and it's not somebody else's, so that you just take it, not like somebody comes and like beats you up for it because it was theirs and you stole it technically. But like I hope all of y'all just have like really good luck and like good things happen to y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, everybody have a good day. Have a good December. I will be hitting y'all with a lot of really cute videos this month, so stay tuned. Please subscribe, and yeah, love y'all.